Good morning to one and all present over here. Single phase AC circuits in electrical circuits and network. In this topic, we are going to see various series AC circuits like RL, RC, and RLC. In previous semester, you have been introduced to various concepts related to AC supply and the behavior of purely resistive, capacitive, and inductive circuits. Now, this time we will discuss the operation waveforms, then phasor diagrams, impedance triangle, power triangle for series combination of RL and C driven by an AC supply. Now some important basic concepts. So phasor representation of an alternative quantity. We can represent an alternative quantity such as sine or cosine with the help of a phasor. The graphical method of representing a sine wave needs drawing of sine wave, which is quite cumbersome job. So phasor representation, which is very simple way to represent a sinusoidal quantity, is being used. What is phasor? How does it look like? A phasor is a straight line with an arrow marked on one side. The length of this straight line represents the magnitude of the sinusoidal quantity being represented, and arrow represents the direction. Thus, phasor representation is similar to vectorial representation. However, the phasors rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Now, this is our phasor. So, in order to draw this phasor, for our reference, we have shown this reference axis. Otherwise, we need not draw this. So, let us consider this x-axis as the reference axis, and this phasor is having magnitude Vm. So, for vectorial quantity, we require the theta, that is angle, which we could measure from this x-axis to the magnitude part. Thus, the length of phasor represents the RMS value over here, and this is sometimes the length is also representing the peak value. Speed of scalar speed of rotation of phasor is equals to omega. What is omega? Omega is equals to 2 pi f. One rotation of phasor corresponds to one cycle of alternative waveform. Now we'll see this relation between alternative quantity and phasor. Now, up till now we have studied the energy as in the form of single phase, that is in sinusoidal wave. This is sinusoidal wave, and this sinusoidal wave repeats after each 2 pi. So while drawing phasor, we will drawing the different angles, that is theta at pi by 4, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4 pi, then 5 pi by 4. So these theta is with the different angles, the magnitude is different. Pi by 4 means first is 45 degree. 45 degree we are going to Right, we'll start from 0. Let us talk about 0. So at 0, this is the phasor. If now the angle is at 45 degree, this is how the phasor will be drawn. And at angle 90 degree, this much. At 90 plus 45, 375 degree phasor. And at 180 degree, at this point, it is this is how it should be drawn. Now remaining part of phasor, that is 180 plus 45, angle is 200 and next angle 270 degree. From here it will be over here. Similarly, next angle 315, and then the last phasor, that is at 0 or 360 degree, this will be located over. So each value we can represent, and after this notification, now we will conclude to this topic. So if the length of phasor is equals to the peak value of the sinusoidal AC quantity, its angular velocity, that is omega, is 2 pi f, and it rotates in anti-clockwise direction in this space. Then the angle will be given by angle theta. Its projection is on y-axis, which gives you instantaneous value of the sinusoidal AC quantity at that angle. Can we represent two or more sinusoidal quantities simultaneously using phasor? Yes, we can represent two or more quantities simultaneously on the same phasor diagram, if and only if their frequencies are same. If frequencies are not same, then we cannot represent the not be represented on same phasor diagram. Phase of an alternative quantity. Now in this topic we will be seeing phase angle, phase difference, leading and lagging differences.